Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Friday afternoon, September 11th. We're looking at the last day and a half or so of the SPY ETF's market profile here on Window Trader. And we have a lot to talk about. Bears win the day, even though we're up 20 cents. But what I'm looking at going to next week and how I'm looking at next week we'll go through. As far as today goes, what did we do? We had a triple distribution day yesterday, right? We had a chance for a double distribution day today, right? We had two sets of single prints. They got taken out, so we don't have that. We come all the way back to POC, which was E's low for us in the SPY, and 8 wide. ES was lowered to E's low, 8 wide, but again, couldn't lower the POC and SPY, even with this push down. However, the only thing the buyers were able to do today was take out the lowest distribution yesterday. Couldn't even fill the single prints. Right? We never took back the first set of single prints. We took back a bunch of them, but we still have them. So again, we got below the 50-day moving average briefly, and I mean briefly, right? When we pushed down in HI and J, we end close above it. We tried to get back into last week's range, failed at the end of it. So sellers are going to say a bunch of things. Sellers are going to say buyers absolutely got nothing back today. They couldn't even get above basically the lower distribution, and we closed inside of the lower distribution towards the lower end of it. Buyers are going to say you failed at the 50-day. You did take out a weekly low again, but you failed at the gap of August 5th. Well, guess what? And you hear me say this a lot. For my money's worth, both sides are right. So I think when we go to the charts and I show you what I'm looking for, I'm going to explain what I'm looking for next week and how each side will achieve what they're looking to achieve. As far as my day today, I had a good day, had a very good day. I did nothing. I did nothing in A period. I took... And I missed a real golden opportunity in A, though. I'll tell you that, because I was looking to short A's high a little bit more into the single prints. I got very exacting, and it cost me because it went right back down. And even when it went below the opening, I should have gotten on board. However, we went back and forth through the opening, so I did nothing in A period. Basically missed it. B period, got above the opening, didn't stay above it for long. I took a short below there. I traded the 338 puts that expired today. I also took a put quickly when we took out A's low. Actually, it was before we took out A's low. It was right above it. Took a quick put play, took out A's low. Looked like we were going to try to trade the rest of M's range. We didn't, but still, two put plays in B that worked. And by the way, M period, once again, I'm telling you, that's just a charm. We opened above it, got up there, got below the opening, got in it, and basically traded the entire thing in A and B. It really is amazing. We finally got the rest of it in G, but again, it doesn't matter. By that point, M period isn't important to me. It's more A and B's low. But again, it worked like a charm. Missed the long in C because I had to take a very important phone call. I told the room, if we take out B's high, now again, I'm in... These increments are 6-tick increments, so it doesn't look as big. But if we take out B's high, I want to get long just to test A's high, because we know how hard it is for them to take out the day's high once they establish it in the initial balance, and the same with the low. Well, I was on the phone. We popped B's high. That would have been a very, very nice trade. I was on the phone. I couldn't do it. So that would have been a very nice one. Now, D period. So C period did take out the day's high and came back. I said, if D period doesn't get any acceleration, I want to fade it for two reasons. We're already 3 for 3 wide. We have a set of single prints. I think if we don't get acceleration, we're going to come back in, and that's exactly what happened. Twice I faded D's high for 338 puts. Very nice trades in D period. Okay. Then we flush out in E. We stopped the one-time framing up. I did nothing in E and F. I'm trying to think. My next trade wasn't now F period. I was looking for a possible afternoon rally high, but F went up so fast, got above the opening, and came back so fast, missed it. And it turned out to be our afternoon rally high. We never saw it again. I didn't do anything in G. G flushed out. I was watching F and G. Now we got the acceleration that we've been getting, right? KL and M, JKL and M. Now they start again. G period, boom. Start rushing down to push down. H opens. We have single prints. I take a short. I bought the I bought the 332 puts. Oh no, I didn't. I apologize. I was going to say not the 332s. Although I was looking at 332s, they were cheaper to go fill that to take out that weekly low. But instead, I did the 334 puts, and I scalped them in H. I scalped them in I. Both times as we came down, we had single prints to lean on, so I scalped them against singles. I scalped them against singles against yesterday's low. Had some really nice short trades. We went down, took out the 332, what was it, 01 weekly low, I think it was? Yes, 332.01 weekly low. Turned out to be very nice trades. And again, I was telling the room, do not get long. Wait for two-sided trade. Now, a couple of people took longs against the 50, and I don't have a problem with experienced traders doing this. I don't want newer people who I'm teaching as we're going down in F, G, H, I to be catching a fallen knife. Right? There's no guarantee you're going to get a hold at the 50. There's no guarantee you're going to hold because we just took out that weekly low. There's no guarantee we're going to hold at 331 even though we have a gap to lean on. So some of the traders in the room did take longs at 50-day moving average, at that weekly low, and at the daily low, around the daily low and then into the gap. I have no problem with that. But for students, basically younger traders who are learning, I want them to know why I'd rather look for shorts, which I did in H and I, because every push up was still leading to a push down. So shorts at the time are the better play. So I did that. Then J period opened, and we couldn't take out I's low. Now, you could have taken a long against there. I did not originally, because you know you're out, right? But I did take a long, looking if we pop I's high to fill the singles. I missed the initial push, got in on it, made some. I got long again. It actually came in. I got out for a small loss on some, and shame on me, I got out of it, because then all it did was go back in, and when K went up, and took out J's high, I bought 50 calls. So I played the 332 calls, and I bought the 333 calls against filling B's single prints, which worked out very nicely. So the only loss I had was a small one because I wasn't patient on what I had left in J period. I should have held those. And I did nothing in L and M because I asked the room. Then I was neutral. I'm like, well, what happens now? The single prints are gone. The trend day is gone. So the only thing I'm looking for is extremes. If we go all the way back down, I think I'd want to be long if we make a new low because we failed at the single prints. I want to be long against the other gap. And on the flip side, if we really push up, I'd rather take a short maybe at the afternoon rally high in the opening. Other than that, I have no interest. So guess what? I didn't make a trade in L&M and had a good day. I tell you, when I'm neutral, I tell you, I'm honest. I'm not going to lie to you and say, yeah, I'd be buying here, selling here. I'm not sure what L&M are going to do. Let them do what they want to do. If they don't get to the levels I want, I do nothing. All right, destinations for Monday. Afternoon rally high, F's high of 335.86 to the upside, then today's high of 336.97. Single prints still, 336.98. They get filled at G's low of 337.33. Afternoon rally high of H, 339.60. The other set, 340.84, get filled at 341.20. See if we take back the trend day at some point. And 342.53, which is now a weekly high. So we're in a 4-day balance with a weekly high, and it's a poor high for ES. And now our downside destination today isn't anything until today's low of 331, which is a weekly low, filling the gap at 330.06, 94-point gap from August 5th, and then you should have 327.86 daily low, and you should have the other ones down, filling the monthly and weekly lows. So, before I get to the charts, I want to show you, because I think it's clear on here what I am looking for with this 4-day balance, okay? So, I know this, again, it's long, but watch it over the weekend if you want, because I think it's important. For my money's worth, right, we're in a 4-day balance. I know I'm making it smaller. Today's low and yesterday's high, and these 2 days are encompassed in it also. But the high and low of the balance are here. Now, very important, the high and low of this 4-day balance is the weekly high and the weekly low. Now, we're saying sellers are fighting who's in charge. For my money's worth, the sellers are still in charge, because all we did was trade in a lower distribution and close at the bottom of it. Right? They pushed down here, they pushed here. Yeah, we came back, but look where we are. So for my money's worth, this is going to determine which way we come out of this 4-day balance. If we're able to open on Monday, stay inside today's range, and push and take out today's low, which is a weekly low, well then we're going to probably see that gap fill, get acceptance below the 50-day moving average, and go down to the 327.50 level to fill the monthly gap, and 326.63 level to fill a weekly gap. If, however, we can't take out today's low, which is a weekly low, and we take out today's high, well, nothing's really changed yet because we're still in a 4-day balance, but I think the odds of at least testing the top of the 4-day balance will be very good, which means we'll fill these singles, or possibly fill these singles. We'll at least get the afternoon rally high, and then what happens at the 4-day balance high? If we can't get through it, nothing's changed, right? However, if we come out of this 4-day balance to the upside and take out this week's high now, well then, I think the odds are very good of getting this afternoon rally high of 345 and change, and then the daily high of 347.80, or whatever it is, around there. So, for my money's worth, at some point, if we take out this low, we see 327. If we take out today's high, we at least test towards the top of the 4-day balance. If we get it above the 4-day balance with acceptance, then we see 347 level. And I'm going to tell you right now, I shouldn't say without a doubt. That's silly for me to say that. I'm going to say the odds are very, very good. We're going to see either that 347.80 level, I think, or the 320. So let's say 347. I think odds are very good at some point next week. We see 347, so that's $13 higher, or we see 327, which is $7 lower. I don't know which one it's going to be. I don't know. I can tell you the profile and everything's going to be a good guide for us, because if we take out these 3 days, all this shorting down here is still right, and we take out today's weekly low, then the odds are going to be very good for the 327 level. And on the flip side, if we don't take out the weekly low and we take out today's high, yes, we might stall for a little bit at the 4-day balance high, but I think at some point we're going to see one or the other. If we stall and roll back over, well, then again, we might see the bottom of it. So I think we're going to see one of those things at some point next week. Okay? Now, we have the Fed, and we have the end of the quarter. We have I'm losing my mind. We have the dividend for SPY. There's a lot going on. I apologize. I'm losing my mind. Now, quickly on the charts, because this is pretty long. Monthly, still one-time framing up 5 months. We're inside last month's range, and we're below February's high. Am I thrilled about that if I'm a buyer? No. But until we take out last month's low, we're okay. And that's that 327.73 level. So it could be very important. Weekly, we're one time framing down for 2 weeks. We tried to get back in last week's range. We did not. So again, question is, right now sellers are in control on the weekly. Right? My next destination is 327.73. So if we take out this week's low, which is 331, odds are you're going to see that. Plain and simple. If we don't, we'll see what happens. Daily, one time framing down for 2 days. Outside day down turned to be pretty good. We pushed. We tested the 50, got above it. 1 day doesn't make a market. Doesn't mean we're okay. Just like if we close below it, doesn't mean it's bad. 1 day doesn't make a market. However, same thing holds. Today's low, for me, is very, very important. If we take it out, we're probably going lower to fill those other monthly and weekly gaps. If we're able to hold it off, at least initially, and take out today's high, we should at least test the top of the 4-day balance. If we get above it with acceptance, test this day's high. If not, we fail above here at the weekly, at the 4-day balance, we'll roll over again. So anyway, I hope you had a great week trading. Have a great weekend, and we'll speak prior to the opening on Monday.